Hello everybody. So in this video I'm going to teach you, in case if you don't know, how to write your first line of code in VBA for Access. Right, so we have a form in Microsoft Access and we have a text box, and that text box is named as txt output because this text box is going to show us the output. Whatever input we will give, accordingly we will see the output in this text box. Then we have got two buttons, and the first button is click me. So basically we'll click on this button in order to get our output. So this button is called click me, and the name of the button is also changed, and to verify we can hover our mouse and attention towards the property sheet of the button, and you can see here command button. That's what is selected at the moment. So property sheet will show you the properties of that particular object which you have selected. So if I'm not wrong, the buttons, the drop down menus, the text boxes, all of these things are considered as object. I hope I'm correct. I'm sure I'm correct, but if I'm wrong, please do let me know in the comments below. Anyway, so we have given the name to this button, and that name is starting with BTN. Notice BTN. BTN in short, it's button. Because when you do programming, you don't need to memorize the names of objects. So if you have 10 forms or even one form, and on that one form if you have 20 objects, you don't want to memorize the name of each and every object. So that's why to categorize what kind of objects you have on your form, it is a good practice that you tell before even typing the name of that object, you tell what type of object it is. So this is button, so that's why the name is starting with BTN, click me, right? And if I will click on the text box, you will see the name is starting with TXT. So this is what I was saying, the type of object, you first mention that and then you mention the name of object, because trust me, when you're doing programming, when you're writing your codes, it will be extremely easy for you to refer to what type of object you want to refer to. And similarly we have another button called clear. Now clear is also a button, so that's why the name is starting with BTN and rest the name of the button, right? So we have this form, in that form a text box, two buttons. I have explained you. Now we need to write the code behind click me button. So when I click here, something should pop up in this text box. At the moment, if I will go to the form view, at the moment it is nothing, right? So if I click here, then there should be something written here, and that would be considered as an output, because we are going to give input in the form of coding, and then when I will click here, that VBA code will be activated, and it will show us the output according to whatever instructions we will give. All right, so let's go back to the design view, and I will click on this button called click me, and then I'll go to property sheet. By the way, if you don't see the property sheet for some reason, then you can go to design tab, and in the design tab you can go to the property sheet right here. Okay, and now I will go to the events. Now there are different kind of events that we can create for this particular object, which is button. So we can create on click event. For example, if someone clicks once only, what should happen? We can create an event on got focus. For example, if I hover my mouse, so or if I select this button, or if I'll click on this button, then we will be focused on this button. So on lost focus, on double click. So for example, if I double click here, right now it's in design mode, There are different kind of events that you can create. What we are interested in this particular tutorial, we are interested in simple on click event. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on ellipsis. So generally, if you will see a drop down menu, if you'll click on this drop down menu, by default it will show event procedure, and if I'll click that and then I'll click on ellipsis, I will go right into VBA editor. Right, but if in case you don't select from the drop down, it's all right, because you're going to get some more options. So I'll click on this ellipsis button and I'll get a pop-up list or pop-up menu. In it we are going to get different kind of builders. So there are three type of builders: macro builder, expression builder, code builder. All of them are different, but they all are used to create some automation and get us some output with regards to the input, but the way they perform is completely different than each other. Macro is simply for creating macros. If you have worked on Excel, you use macros in Excel as well. Expression builder is particularly used when you are going to input some sort of expression. For example, you want to do calculations within the table or within the query, then you use the expression builder. And then we have code builder, which we are going to use. So if you want to do programming with VBA, then you will select the third option here, code builder, and you click on OK, and here we are. So this is the code builder here, and if you will see, the Microsoft Access has already created by default a 2 lines of code. And if you will pay attention here, this is basically a subroutine, so we can verify from here. That's why it says private sub, right? There is another type of subroutine, if I'm not mistaken, is public sub, right? So that has entirely different function. Why do we need to create, and what is the benefit of doing that? That might be in another video. And this is a subroutine, that's why it says private sub. Now Microsoft Access, as far as I know, creates two kind of, one is subroutine, which you are looking at right now. Another one is function, so you can create function as well. So perhaps function I'm going to demonstrate in some other video, definitely. And then this subroutine is being created for what? For a button, and that button name is btn click me. That's the name of the button. Remember, I was showing you where I changed the name of the button. And then at the last is what kind of event is being created. So it's on click event, that's why it's written click. If it is double click, you will see double click written here. If it is on focus, lost focus, got focus, everything will be written here according to the type of selection. Right, so we need to write our first line of code between these two line of codes. So end sub, so every time you open a subroutine, you have to end subroutine. Every time you open a function, you have to close that function as well. Anyway, so now what I want to do, so you need to understand first what output you would like to achieve, right? So for example, you want to achieve, if I'll click here, for example, I should get output saying hello world, good old hello world. That's the first line of code technically, or that's the first output technically newbies go with. So I will go with that same. So hello world. So if I click here, for example, if I go to the form view, if I click here, click me, I should see hello world here. All right, so that's what we are going to build. So it's, if from the programming perspective, it's extremely important that you are very, very clear about what you would like to achieve. If you're not clear about what you like to achieve, if you are in doubt, trust me, you're going to waste whole lot of time. All right, so I'm clear, very clear about it, what I would like to see in this text box when I click on this button. Simple as that. Now how to achieve it, that's what I'm going to share with you. Now I want this text box to have output. What was the output? Hello world, right? So hello world is a string from the programming perspective. So if, for example, if I'll any alphabet from A to Z, these are all considered as strings. All right, okay. Any digit, so for example from 1 to 100, these are considered as integer. Okay, and this is what in the programming world, and this is common everywhere, no matter what language you are going to work with. And almost all the languages, they consider any alphabet from A to Z as string, and any digit, numerical values from 1 to 99, perhaps not 100, 1 to 99, they are considered as integer. So because we are going to write hello world and those are all alphabets, so that's why we will call it as string. So hopefully you got it, what I'm trying to tell you here. All right, so we are going to open write our first code is dim. All right, you have to set the variable first. Creating a variable means you are creating a memory, a temporary memory in Microsoft Access. You are basically telling Microsoft Access that hey, this is the memory and I want you to store this particular information in your memory. So you are creating your memory with dim. All right, so dim str stands for string. Remember I was explaining you string and integer. So str text, so it is just a name. You can type anything here, str hello world, str text, whatever you wish to type, but I'm going to type str text. As now it is asking, hey, you are creating a memory and that memory should hold what kind of information, what is the type of information, is it string, is it integer, is it something else? So I'll say it is string, right? Now you have created a memory. Now this is a blank memory, nothing is stored in this memory yet. So now the line of code that you are going to type, it will describe, it will basically tell Microsoft Access what kind of information, what information you want this memory to hold. So that's why you will say str text equal to what? Hello world. But when you are typing the output, so I'm typing the output right now, and they should be they should be in these quotation marks. All right, without quotation marks you cannot achieve that string, it will give you an error. So str text is equal to hello world. Okay, all right, that's what I want to show. Now if I'll go back on the form and if I'll click on the button, will Microsoft Access show me this hello world in this particular text box? No. If you want, I can show you, for example. So nothing is happening, right? It is being stored, it is already stored in the memory, right? Microsoft Access has understood that I have created, as a user I have created a memory and I have stored hello world in that memory. Now what left is we need to tell Microsoft Access that where this hello world should be displayed. That's it, that's what we need to tell. Okay, so we need to tell Microsoft Access that in this text box the hello world should appear. Now what is the name of text box? Remember, that's why I was saying you have to name them properly. So the name of text box, if I'll select here, if I'll go to property sheet, other tab, the name of text box is txt output. All right, so I'll say me dot txt output dot value. Remember I was saying every object has properties, so value is also a property of text box. So me.txt output dot value is equal to what? do you think we should write hello world here as well? Then what is the use of creating memory, right? We don't need to type hello world here. What we need to do is we need to just type this memory name that we have created, str text. All right, that is it. So if I'll save it, debug it, and you have to debug because make sure that you don't you haven't done any mistake. So let's go to the form view of the form. Now if our everything goes right, whenever I click, the moment I click on click me, I should get hello world here. All right, so here we go, boom. So we get hello world. Okay, and that is how you do it. Now there is a different way of doing getting the same output. So this is one of the output that you create memory, and after creating memory you tell what should be stored in that memory. So whatever change I will do here, that will automatically reflect in my output. So for example, I'll say please subscribe to this channel. All right, for example, I've changed my information in my memory. Now when I will click on click me button, I should not see hello world. Let me clear that out. So I should see please subscribe to this channel, right? So hopefully you have got the idea what is the logic behind the things that I'm demonstrating. So I'll tell you another way of achieving the same result, and honestly that is quite simple. You don't even have to write 3 lines of code to get the same output. You will write only 1 line of code and you will get the same output. And the way to do that is you simply copy this, and here we go. The way we do that is you don't create a memory. You just straight away come in Microsoft Access and you just tell, hey Microsoft Access, show me please subscribe to this channel in this text box. That is it, right? And we'll go to the debug, we'll close it. Let's see if we get the same result. Let me clear that out. Okay, now if I click here and if my explanation is correct, I should still get please subscribe to this channel, and there we go. Rest assured I'm getting. So there are 2 different ways I've demonstrated in this video through which you can learn that there are different ways of doing programming. So there's not only one programming method, so different way of achieving the same result. Anyway, if you like this video, then you know what you need to do. You need to hit the bell icon, you need to hit the like button so Microsoft Access knows that people are liking it. You can comment, you can tell me what was wrong, what was right, what did you like, what you didn't like. You can straight away go ahead and tell me that. And you can also tell me that whether I should continue making these kind of small videos, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Hit the bell icon so you get a notification whenever I upload a new video. Until the next video, take care, bye bye.